Now we're going to get ready to dive in to a little bit more detail and start to go through some of the innovations that we've been able to bring to market, both ourselves and with partners over the past year. And as part of that, we're also going to share with you some new and exciting announcements of things that are new today at Transform. And to take us through that, I'd like to welcome up our Chief Product Officer at AppDynamics, Linda Tong. There you go.
Thanks, Danny. I'm so excited to be here today. As he mentioned earlier, we're paving our way towards full-stack AIOps through our central nervous system vision by unlocking visibility, insight, and action. Today, I'm really excited to introduce you to some of the key investments we made over the past year to unlock a lot of this vision, as well as share with you some exciting announcements. So it all starts with visibility. We talk about needing to know about every step and every journey for every customer. And to do that, you need full-stack observability. And I'm proud to say that AppDynamics offers best-in-class breadth and depth of coverage across the business, user experience, and applications. And when we talk about applications, we're also including infrastructure. And we know many of you are deployed across both cloud and traditional infrastructure, so it's really important to bring that all together in a single view, which is why a key part of last year's investment was around getting you deeper visibility into the network and infrastructure layers, whether you're cloud or traditional. So starting off, many large enterprises have about 97% of their workloads still running in traditional environments. It's really critical for you to understand what's happening down at the network layer, which is why we built an integration with Cisco ACI, or Application-Centric Infrastructure. With this visibility, you can better understand how underlying network performance within your data center impacts your application experience. This also helps application and network teams come together and troubleshoot more effectively. In addition to that, we launched a new integration with Cisco Intersight. This way, we can get you visibility into the underlying hardware that's supporting your application and help you understand how performance impacts your end-user experience. I know that many of you are also building applications in the cloud, which is why we launched support for AWS CloudWatch. By building this native integration, we pull CloudWatch metrics directly into our flow map so you can easily identify how your underlying cloud infrastructure impacts your application. We also built a Kubernetes cluster agent, one that gives you deep visibility across your Kubernetes containers, clusters, applications, and pods. And for those of you living on the edge and leveraging serverless functions, I'm glad to say we've got you covered as well. We launched support for AWS Lambda with Java applications back in the summer. We then expanded that to support Node.js in the fall. And today, I'm excited to announce Python support, which is in beta, and soon we'll be GAing that. In addition to that, we understand that many of you leverage a multi-cloud strategy, so we went big with Azure. Back in November, we made a major upgrade to our .NET agent so that we could support .NET 3.0 for core. We also launched support for Azure App Services and Azure Web Functions. What you see here is just a small sample of how we're trying to unlock visibility to give you that full stack observability within your environment. But this visibility is really critical to unlock something else, specifically insights. Because for us, we think about insights as a critical capability to take all the data that we're consuming to give you the most important insights while removing the noise. We present these insights through a series of lenses that we offer. We talk about the business lens, the application lens, and the user lens. But let's start off with the application lens. This was our original innovation. We gave you a view of your entire application topology. We auto-discovered all the services that were underlying your application and grouped them together in what we call the flow map. We then associated these services into a simplified view and called them a business transaction. They support a single business-critical function. And in this case, these are the services that underlie a quick claim service for, say, an insurance application. By grouping these together in business transactions, we can help you understand when there's a performance issue on any one of these services, what part of your business was impacted, which actually takes me to the next lens, the business lens. Specifically, we've built Business IQ to provide you with dashboards to start to associate data from the application and the end user to help you understand how that's impacting your business KPIs and metrics. With this business-centric view, you can start to connect the dots around underlying application performance problems and how they impact your bottom line with your business. And in order to get you to these insights even faster, we launched what we call our BIQ landing page. Out of the box, we start to connect transaction and end-user analytics so we can start to get you these insights without any effort on your part. And beyond the business lens, we were really focused on the user lens, because at the end of the day, it's your customer that matters, and how your customer experiences your application is really what you care about. Just last month, we launched our Experience Journey Maps. What you see here is essentially the most frequent paths that your users are traversing within your application. By surfacing this, we can then overlay performance issues on top of this so that you can understand what parts of your application are at risk and quickly triage what to focus on before it impacts your end user. But all of these lenses I just presented wouldn't be possible without our investment in machine learning. And underlying that is our Cognition engine. Last year, we announced Cognition engine to focus on how we can correlate this data and get these insights for you automatically. And over this past year, we've been focused on how do we start to add precision and accuracy to this to make it even better for things like dynamic baselines, anomaly detection, and root cause analysis. As we do this, it's really about bringing together the whole picture of how we identify problems, troubleshoot, and get you to remediation as fast as possible. We want to unlock a world where, say, we identify a problem that's like a code-level issue, and we can get you down to that very line of code so you can immediately remediate. And today I'm excited to announce a new feature that gets us one step closer, Deep Code Insights. With Deep Code Insights, you can start to troubleshoot in live production environments. As your developers are identifying exactly where the problem is, we can bring you the shared context between IT and DevOps so you can get to that solution as fast as possible. Speaking of that shared context and all the lenses I just mentioned, it's really about ensuring that you can consume all the insights that we're providing you through your own unique lenses. Within your organization, we know there are plenty of people who want to look at this data in their own way, which is why we launched a modern dashboarding system called Dash Studio. Dash Studio is hyper-focused on giving you the ability to create and customize dashboards any which way you want to surface the most critical insights for you. And so, I've now just covered visibility and insights, which ultimately are about helping you get to action, which is the third pillar of our CNS vision. With actioning, we want to help you move fast and act. However, we know you all have plenty of platforms and products in place to start to take action. So I promise you, I don't want to add another tool to that stack. We want to meet you where you are, which is why last year we launched our Integration Partner Program, one that's hyper-focused on integrating with the products and the platforms that you're already using for actioning. And over the past year, we've been spending time with you to understand what are the biggest impact areas you'd want us to focus on to drive these integrations. And you told us you care about resource scaling, cost optimization, incident response, and CI/CD validation. And so I'm excited to be here today to tell you that we've made progress on all fronts. Let's start with resource scaling and cost optimization. Whether you're under-provisioning or over-provisioning your applications, either your performance suffers or your business suffers. And if you start to take a manual approach, it's incredibly painful and complex and near impossible, which is why we built an integration with Cisco Workload Optimization Manager, or CWOM. With CWOM and the integration I mentioned earlier with Cisco Intersight, you can suddenly start to see how we've been able to build in these views where you can understand what's happening in your underlying infrastructure. And as we identify resource constraints, CWOM will start to make recommendations on optimizations you can make. And if you don't even want to take those optimizations, you could just have CWOM go ahead and run it automatically for you. Then AppDynamics closes the loop by monitoring performance and helping you to problem solve and ensure that everything is resolved and looking green. Next up, incident resolution. It's my favorite topic because many of you have talked to us about ServiceNow. Well, in this world, speed matters. So the last thing you want to be doing is manually creating tickets and hunting around for context to input in those tickets and figuring out how to solve these problems, which is why we built a deep integration with ServiceNow. Now, we automatically identify anomalies, kick off a ServiceNow ticket event, start to attach the relevant context to those tickets so that we can help you solve those problems as fast as possible. And soon, we're going to be announcing bi-directional connectivity with ServiceNow. That way, we can effectively close the loop and help you guarantee we understand exactly what the cause of those problems are across your user and your business and your application. And last but not least, CI/CD validation. We want to help your teams push code to production fast, but with confidence. And in order to do that, we've partnered with Harness. This integration pulls in AppDynamics health rules and performance monitoring capabilities and injects them directly into the CI/CD pipeline. Then, Harness can validate these deployments in production, and if they identify performance issues or quality problems, they'll automatically roll back. And if you're incredibly excited about this announcement, we have a great opportunity in which we're offering a special program for a limited time. For the first 10 US-based AppDynamics customers, we're giving you a free trial of AppDynamics and Harness. For more information, simply reach out to appdharness@appdynamics.com. Okay, deep breath. I know what I just presented was a lot of information, and it's really important to see how all these pieces come together. And so that's why I'm excited to introduce Whitney Satin to the stage, who's going to show you how you can leverage these innovations in a more effective way to manage your applications in 2020.